Well, we took another trip to the mountains today. Wanted to get out and enjoy some of the silence and some of the scenery here in southern New Mexico. Check out this old oak tree growing behind that boulder. Some of the flowers are in bloom. I forgot the name of this flower, but it's a pretty one. Here's a real little, super little, pretty purple flower. I can't really describe the color. I want to call it maroon or hot pink, but it's a pretty one. Over here's some more growing by the rock. They're tall. 9,000 trees up there. I'm going to see if I can get. You can't miss the mountains. They're tall, 9,000 foot peaks, very rugged. And there's some pine trees up there. I'm going to see if I can get a good video shot of those pine trees. I'm not sure what kind of pine trees these are, but they're doing well. And I guess these are some of the pine trees that the miners couldn't get to cut down and use to power the steam engines, so they left this patch alone. I bet the mountains were pretty when it had pine trees all over it, because at one time I think it did. Check out this alligator pine or alligator juniper. It's got berries on it now, and we're in the, well, actually we're in the first part of fall, September 22, 2023. Let's get a closer shot of the berries. I don't know if these would be the same type of berries they make gin out of or not, but it's pretty good. I'm looking at some little birds right now. My wife was fortunate enough to actually get some video on a little chipmunk. So we kind of baited him and put this cracker out. So we'll see if he comes back. Little chipmunks and ground squirrels, they like to go in these little crannies, kind of watch you. And I want to show you this mountain that's actually on the other side of I-70. I like the way the sun hits on the rocks. Brings out the highlights and the ruggedness of the mountains out here. Here's a shot of a pretty yellow finch. Well, I got my Coleman stove out and I lit it up and I'm getting ready to make some top ramen. You can see the blue flame going there. You know what's neat about having this? Well, I'm shooting with a Canon Vixia HFR 700. It's the same as the 800, but I'm able to show you places that I actually can't hike to. Okay, so you're looking at a boulder field that I personally have never been to before, and to my knowledge I've never shot a video of this. Here's a big boulder that's fractured, getting ready to fall down.
A lot of short clips here that's really not good. Try to catch the bows. So if you see short clips with not much in it, try to catch the birds, okay?
Okay. Hey, you got a fork or something?
Oh yeah. Let me go get it. I left it over there in the car. Let me go get it.
You know, we're at about 7,000 feet right now, and it doesn't take much to make water boil up here. It's not real hot when it's boiling, so it takes a while to cook things, and I can see this is going to take a while to cook. Would you like some top ramen, Lin? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me get my cup.
Got your cup? Okay.
Yeah, I have a cup here.
My wife's helping herself to some top ramen I cooked. I kind of let her decide how much she wants. So I'm letting her serve herself.
Okay.
All right. Time to chow down.
Yep.
Well, the sun's starting to set, but if you look up in the sky right now, you can see the moon. It's not quite a half a moon, but it's one of those sickle-looking moons. Kind of neat, huh? Look how blue the skies are. Isn't it pretty? Look at that jet ripping across the sky. Probably 30,000 feet up, maybe more, as it passes over the mountain. This is a interesting formation in the rocks, the mountain. They have what's it called, Lynn? An oryx?
Oryx.
Oryx?
O-R-Y-X.
Oryx. They have oryx in these mountains.
Let them go. I think they imported. They brought those from Africa for hunters to hunt.
see.
But they've thrived some. There's not a whole lot of them though.
Yeah. I haven't seen one personally, but I have seen people that shot video of them. Here's a view of another campground in this area. And, we started out, just a real short story, we started out in our little Honda Civic. And we got about, at the entry. And then we had to turn around because one of the fuel lines had a crack in it. And I was losing as much gas as I was burning. So we came up in another car. And here's the shot of my T-Bird that we eventually came up in. We were going to try and save some gas by taking the smaller car, but the smaller car turned out to be not very reliable, so I have something to do. I can fix the fuel line on it tomorrow. Now here's something that I never noticed, and it makes sense because we do get a cell phone signal up here. Way out in the distance, over Interstate 70, you can see a tower, and I see little drums on it with a blinker, and that's got to be for a cell phone, okay? And it's up near the top of the pass, St. Augustine Pass. Yeah, they got the little flasher on it. It's probably to keep low-flying aircraft from hitting it, because that is the pass. That's how you get through from this desert area of white sands and down into Las Cruces. And if you look way off in the distance there, you'll see a couple of buildings, and we pass it coming up, and that's an old observatory. It's been gutted. There's nothing in it, but I think that's what they used to follow the missiles when they used to, well, they still do launch them, but they use that to track the missiles back in the olden days. Now here's a pretty little flower we discovered. My wife says it's 4 o'clock. She knows her plants pretty good. I'd say it is 4 o'clock. We have some growing in our backyard, but they don't bloom down there. It never gets cool enough. But here's one up in the mountains. It's actually doing quite well. Beautiful, beautiful colors.
We got away from somebody's garden.
Yeah. Yeah. I am. I'm looking at the leaves right now, and
It's like your 4 o'clock.
it does. It does look like a 4 o'clock. It's growing underneath this alligator juniper. Did you call those daisies? Yellow daisies?
Yeah.
They're not 4 o'clocks, right?
No.
They're not the 4 o'clocks, but I mean,
Your daisies.
what's the name of that plant I was trying to ask you about?
Black-eyed
Black-eyed Susan. It's
No.
not Black-eyed Susan.
No, because black-eyed Susan is that brown, black middle. That
Okay.
one's just all yellow.
All right.
But it's yellow. It's smaller.
Similar to a Shasta daisy, but
I'm not
different?
sure. It's smaller.
yeah. It is pretty, though, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. Check out these clouds we have out here. I can think of places that I've lived in the past where you can't even see the sky because it's so smogged in. But out here, our skies are beautiful blue, and our clouds, beautiful formations. We have some of the best sunsets that you could ever expect to see. Here's some more clouds. Puffy clouds. Very high though, very high clouds, but beautiful. This one's further up the ridge, and it's pretty plain to see that these are the pine trees. I don't know if they're ponderosa pines or not, but they are pine trees. This is some place that I could never, ever hike to at my age and in my physical condition. But I'm glad I got a zoom on my camera. If anybody knows what kind of pine trees these are, let me know, because they're way up there on the ridge. Now here's some hills, I'm going to call them hills, out in the basin. And that's really close to the White Sands area. And they're showing some pretty colors in the sunset. You know, if you're tired of the city, this is a good place to go, because the feeling of solitude and one with nature, you'll find it here. And it's one of the reasons I come up, because it's so quiet and so peaceful and so beautiful. It's a place I frequent often. Now we're looking into the sunset. The real pretty red sunsets are on the western side of these mountains. But I want you to take note of the cloud formations here. It's really pretty the way they're slowly moving in over the mountain range. Here's a shot of our picnic area. We put ourselves a tablecloth down, give us a nice clean place to eat. And we got us a little bug tent there to keep the insects out. Although I must admit, I haven't seen any insects flying around right now. All the campsites up here have a fire pit if you want to light a fire. And some of them are heavily used, as you can see. But there's no collecting wood. You have to bring your own wood up here. And the sites also have a grill. They all come with the grill, all the sites. The shelters out here are made out of steel beams and galvanized roofing. So it kind of protects you from a lightning strike, and it also gives you good shelter. Here's what the rooftops look like on these shelters. I showed you underneath, and now I'm going to show you the top, so you're actually looking at it right now. And the picnic tables are underneath. Here's some more rock formations as you work your way up to the top of the mountain. Again, this is someplace I couldn't hike to for sure, but you're seeing it for the first time through this camera lens, and I am too, actually. Here's another rock formation. Looks rather interesting, almost like there's a little cave in there. I'm going to see if I can get a little closer. I'm not sure if that's a cave or not, or if that's just a shadow. Still pretty neat though. And my wife was talking about the moon. I should take a shot of it. Here's the moon we're going to shoot. As you can see, it's over top of the Oregon Mountains. She is right. It's very clear skies, and you can see the details of the moon. It's quite remarkable that you can see the details on the moon. Thought you might enjoy this shot. I know I appreciate it. It's a little bit less than a half moon. You're looking at the road we used to come up here with, and it's a one-way road. I see people come up here with trailers, and they generally make it as long as it's not a big long one. And I'd like to thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy the video. Till next time, bye.